Hey everybody, I'm here with Brad at Maple Lane Tool and Machine for another shop tour.
How you doing, AJ?
Yeah, thank you for having us.
We're freezing. Let's go inside.
It is a little cold outside.
Very.
So I've heard you've had a couple other shop tours that people should probably check out first.
This will be the better one.
This
Because the one that I did is just drones on long. So if you don't want to be bored and put to sleep, watch this one first. We'll call that the appendix one, right? It's got all the detailed information.
All right, we'll give them a shout out at the end then. So what kind of work do you do?
I do medical industry, predominantly medical industry stuff. I do some xometry work.
Okay.
And you're looking at, I mean, I'll give you the guided tour of the machines here. This was the second lathe that I restored, which really got me into the bug of machining, and it flipped the switch for me.
So how much work are you doing for customers on manual machines at this point?
None on this machine at all. This is I don't know. It's funny. It's like I call it my museum piece. I walk by and I fondle it every now and then. Maybe I'll bring myself to use it, but I mean, I use the gearhead lathe a lot.
Okay.
A lot. Surface grinder sometimes. I will use the Hardinge, the HLVH lathe regularly. But the meat and potatoes is definitely the mills, the CNC mills. Sometimes I use the CNC lathe. We don't get that much lathe work, but it's I do like lathe work. There's a lot of bad press for lathes these days out there. It's like I am not a mill Billy, as they say.
I really miss having a manual lathe in my shop. I used to, a long time ago, had a little Atlas, like Atlas 618. And now I'm all mill.
You know, no lathe, huh?
I have no lathe at all.
Well, we got to get you a lathe.
Yeah,
and a Bridgeport.
And a Bridgeport. Well, I have access in my school shop.
Okay.
So, but like, sometimes you just need to turn down the end of a bar, or, pop a quick hole in the end of something, or prep it for the mill.
Yeah.
And I really miss having a lathe, or just do a quick, I need a knob for a project.
You could offload a cycle onto here. Because my Tormach is kind of slow, so I'll use my Hardinge, the turret lathe, to punch holes in things, to thread things and stuff like that, and it speeds up the process, and just the joy of it too.
Yeah.
But you're not competing with manual machines anymore.
No,
you're not.
Unfortunately.
So
going over to your mill here.
Yeah, this is the latest edition.
How long have you had it?
I think we got it in June or July. Oddly enough, the guy who bid on this, who wanted this, I don't know if there was a bidding process or whatever, but he contacted me and he's like, "You got the machine I was interested in," so it was kind of cool. But this was owned by some woodworking company.
Interesting.
And they make furniture. Huh. And when you go to their website, you'll see this machine tucked away back in their shop. So it was sitting for probably 2 years, and I bought it.
What year is it? It looks pristine.
2019. It had 68 hours on it.
Huh. So
68 hours.
They use it a lot.
Nothing.
That's the best way to find machines.
Yep.
You have augers. You have probing. It's an SS.
Yeah, it's obnoxiously fast. I honestly, I don't even run it at 100%. Like the rapids.
Yeah.
Gives you anxiety watching that thing come straight down.
So you have the toolpath logo.
Yep.
And a banana for scale, I would imagine.
The banana for those who know.
So are you using toolpath to program your stuff?
I'm learning it.
Okay.
I'm learning it. I spent a lot of time on some Zoom calls, the community calls. Actually, I've done one community call, but Ben has been helpful. Yep. Ben, I saw Ben.
Yep, he was in my shop not too long ago.
Yep, he had a tour with you. I like what I see. The funny thing is we did 2 estimate comparisons.
Okay.
And they were all within like $30 of each other.
From Toolpath and another company? Or?
No. The Toolpath to the estimate that I did an estimate and I said, hey, let's run this last estimate that I did. We did it 2 times and they were both within like $30-something.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive.
We use Toolpath for quoting and subtract. And it took us about a week. and we were able to predict. We'll say their name. We were able to predict Xometry's pricing within like 5% with just a week of development, getting our templates and stuff set up with Toolpath and building out our own spreadsheet.
Nice, yeah.
So Xometry has spent, it's in their investor reports, they spend something like $20 million a quarter on their like AI stuff, and we did it with Toolpath in a week.
Nice, yeah. The one thing that you have to have done is you have to have your libraries in place, your tool libraries. And as you can see, I'm in the process of like kind of building out. You know, I have the specs here so I could build them out.
I like that guy.
The Weldon, right? It's got a Weldon holder in it.
So, are these all of your tool? So, I don't want to talk tool management here. This is something I really enjoy. Is this your entire tool holder and tool library? Is it split up between this and the mini mill? Do you have a second rack over there?
Well, here's the harsh reality of that. I started putting all these tools together, and then I'm thinking, all right, how am I going to use these between both machines? My 1/4-inch rougher is here, and then you come to the quick realization you need 2 tool libraries. You know, you need one for each machine. And I, stupidly, I thought that this would handle both, but it's not going to. So this is really, it's a work in progress. I have a bunch inside the machine that are sitting there. You know, you need your core tools, you need your swing tools and specialty tools and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be all filled soon enough with more holders, more collets, more tools. And then same thing will happen over on the mini. The mini mill one will be smaller though, for sure.
And so you keep the case on the tool here so you can identify them?
The cases are only on here because I just haven't gotten to actually putting them inside the Fusion library.
Okay.
So like I'll get this when I have time, and I'll go sit down, do all the part numbers, the vendor information, the radius information, all that stuff, put it in, and then when it's done, these come out, and then these will sit here with, where are they? The tool tags that I printed out.
Ah, interesting. Okay. And you just have the diameter of the tool on here?
That's just just something I arbitrary number I did with the Brother P Touch just to see what it would look like. But yeah, these things will clip right onto here. And there they'll stay.
And still a work in progress, but you're going to put like, what are you going to put on here? Tool number or?
Something, I've been watching Sean's videos, SV Solo. He's got a great system for doing serial numbers and stuff. And obviously, John Saunders got, his system. But yeah, I mean, something. And, I'll have the rack on the mill. It's like the library, you're taking your stuff out of the tool crib.
So is your plan to have tools preset and stored here and then enter the information into the controller when you...
100%.
Okay.
I do not want to be breaking down tools anymore.
Yeah.
Like with the first, having one machine, right? You're constantly doing that, breaking them down in between ops. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Right? Because 10 tool changers, I need 11 tools. 10 tools in the carousel. I don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, they'll all be built and they'll stay there.
So what kind of...
It's like 80-something tools I think this rack holds.
Okay. So you have, looks like ER25?
Yep.
Some ER16, some longer reach stuff, more ER16.
Yep.
What are these guys?
These are all Weldons. These came with the machine. Every one of these just straight end mill holders came with the machine.
There's still sawdust in that one from the...
Yeah, right. You see it? It's funny if you were to look on top of the mill, you'll see a lot of sawdust still.
I've got to know what you use this guy for.
Long back, one of the tool reps from Niagara, his name is Dennis Nolan, he gave care packages to people on YouTube. Gosh. So he got these big boxes full of Niagara tools. That one was
That's a heck of a tool.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would probably be some heavy hogging of aluminum or plastic with that. I wouldn't run that in metal.
Where do you store, where's your bulk storage of end mills not set up?
All right, come, let's go take a look.
We're apparently following the trail of the tools.
They would all be right in here.
Okay. And you have them sorted just by size.
Yeah.
Do you separate out, like, these are ferrous, non-ferrous, ball mill, square?
That's coming up, that's,
Okay.
that's part of this whole, rethinking of your tool library. I'm going to have plastic versions, plastic/aluminum, and stainless. That's really all we do is stainless and PEEK. We do so much PEEK work.
Because you're doing medical stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm working on a video on like the subtract tool library system.
Yeah, this is.
But I keep promising and I haven't.
This is like the
yet.
AJ thing, right?
Yeah.
5/64ths and.
No, these are huge.
Huge. How about this one?
Now that's an AJ tool.
Right?
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is when I watch your videos and I look at the things you're making, these little tiny things that you put them on top of a thing to show them, and you're like, yeah, we're going to figure it out. And I'm like, I'd be freaking out. Like, how am I going to do this? You're so calm.
On camera. So that's what editing's for.
Cut. And all the explicits fly. Yeah, but there's end mills here. Here's some like bigger end mills.
Is that high-speed steel?
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is back in, years ago. Like, you buy a lot of these.
Yeah.
Somebody was on Facebook or something.
That's a
selling
pretty
them.
cool saw.
Yep. We got some slitting saws in here.
Is that a gear cutter?
That is an involute gear cutter.
Have you used that for customer work?
I've never once cut an whatever, a gear. Never once have I cut a gear, and I want to do it. And then obviously we've got collets here. Do we have any other stuff here?
Ooh, there's some pinch knurling tools.
Yeah.
Fly cutters.
And this is like a little hoarding of Starrett tools. I did something very stupid. I bought the Starrett box. You see that Starrett box that they did? The Starrett Gerstner box?
Oh.
Yeah. That's my Christmas present for myself this year.
So not here yet.
It's not here yet. It's to be made, and the delivery is, I guess, the first quarter of 2026. But yeah, I'm kind of like sectioning off all. I'm going to adorn it with all Starrett tools. That will be like my legacy. This is like plastic bags, shipping bags and stuff, and an old rack. Yep, for the collets. There's some pull studs, and we could keep going through all these if you want. Here's like hardware, lots of hardware, washers, nuts, bolts.
What's in the swag rack?
Swag is, oh my God. This started from the YouTubers bash. Right? You can see. Got these here. Stan from Barzy Industrial. He does the YouTubers summer bash.
Toolpath sticker.
Oh yeah. We'll
have to get you a subtract sticker.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it just goes on and on. This is, look at those, AJ. Tons of stickers from the years. Anytime I get stickers, they just go in here. And I'll give you guys some Maple Lane swag.
Ooh. You can go on my laptop.
The
my
big
laptop's
one, you
naked right now.
you could have the bigger sticker or the smaller sticker. Totally up to you.
You can take one of each.
Sure. This is some old South Bend collectible stuff. Some old blue charts.
So Harbor Freight mini toolbox?
Yeah. Yeah. Very good price on that. And like, how cool is that?
We just gave one of those to my nephew.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. My wife saw it. We were shopping, and she's like, "This is so cute." And I was like, "I guess all right, I'll get it." But yeah, it's my desk we used to have a desk that was 3 feet deep by 6 feet wide with this big shelf that went over, and it was just too big and bulky. That's just like paperwork and whatnot.
Okay. Let's talk about inspection now.
Okay.
Do you do a lot of inspection here? I see you have calipers and stuff.
Yeah, I would. Obviously, the inspection would be over here. I guess just like anybody. I don't have a shop big enough to do inspection, but one day. But yeah, now that you're looking at this is for cakes, right?
Oh, okay. Actually for cakes.
Yeah.
Well, do you use it for cakes or do you use it for something else?
We use it for lifting glue off glued down things.
That's what I was wondering.
But I mean, listen, you just clean it up and put it back for cakes whenever the need calls for. But yeah, this is where we do our inspection. I have gauge pins, and you know what? I have to get a little bit more organized, but I have a nice full complete set of gauge pins, obviously gauge blocks, indicators, and the surface tester, Mitutoyo surface tester we got.
Do you,
Perfilometer,
when you're
is that what that's
inspecting
called?
stuff, are you mostly using your height gauges, or
Well,
do you go more towards the hand tools, calipers, micrometers? If you're given choice to go with those?
I like micrometers. I like micrometers that go down into, tenths, sub-tenths. But gauge pins, I like gauge pins a lot.
Yes.
Especially when you're checking hole locations, the distance between holes. A lot of times, our customers, there's a lot of projects that we have where the hole spacing is very critical because it's modular stuff we're making to go on different plates. So, how are you going to measure the distance between two holes?
Yep.
So with gauge pins and stuff like that, and yeah.
Okay. Can we look at some of these Alton parts you were working on?
Yeah.
So-
These are just, we'll
So you're
call
just
these
profiling them,
templates. Yeah, we just cutting these out.
and then all super glue and tape?
Yep. These look a lot better when they're not.
They're still wrapped in the,
They're still
the
shrouded.
plastic.
I did take one out.
Okay. And is this a fairly typical part for you? Is this on the simpler end?
I mean, it's a simple part, but this is the first time that we got this. This is a first-time job, but there were, I don't know, 70 parts or something.
70 different parts or quantity?
There's 4 different units, and 4 different units, 16 or 18, I forget how many quantity. But yeah, it's very easy, just one tool job, interpolate the holes and just profile it right out.
So the internet's going to ask, why didn't you use vacuum work holding?
I don't know enough about vacuum,
Okay.
honestly. I've been watching a lot of Pearson videos, and I would love it because this is look at how much tape is on
Yeah.
here. We spent a lot of hours just taping things, and
Why don't you just use vacuum might be my most common comment on my YouTube channel.
yeah, and from what I know about vacuum, it doesn't serve every purpose that you would think it does, but definitely something to look into for sure, because this is it's a chore to do that.
So do you need that long tool for the spindle nose to table distance? That long extended reach holder?
I just thought, honestly, to set that up, I just thought it looked cool for the time.
Okay. Fair.
When you're building a tool, you're like, well, what tool holder do I want to use? I want to use this one. Anything that goes close to the probe, I want to kind of keep away from it.
You don't want to put your face mill in there right by it?
No, not at all.
All right, we got distracted at the first machine. Should we keep kind of going around?
I mean, ask me anything, right? This is our optical comparator, Nikon. One of those tools where when you don't have it, you don't think you need it, but when you do get it, you think, how did I get along without it? It's really great. I mean, the things that you could see, the thread profiles and stuff, and measuring, because I got a DRO with it, so you could measure, and it is spot on. It's incredible.
And it looks like this one has a lot of magnification and is variable.
Yeah, it'll go up to 50 power.
Yeah. I think mine's a fixed 8 times or 10 times.
There's a 10, there's
So
a 20,
this would be
and a
really
50,
nice.
yeah. And you dial it in. But yeah.
So do you find yourself using that a lot, or wrong kind of parts?
Once or twice a week. I
Okay.
use it, yeah. Yep. You could put the penny on top, and you could see the penny, and you could see the difference in height of the embossed of Lincoln on the penny. Yeah, it's definitely cool. Handy tool.
All right, let's head that way.
All right.
So how many manual lathes do you have in here?
4.
4. How many? And do you use them all regularly, except for that one we?
Yeah, I mean the South Bend I don't use, but like we were talking about earlier, I definitely think I want to start using it for certain things, for some videos and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use the hard hinge a lot.
Did you get this in this shape, or is this restored?
No, I got it in this shape. This is in 1992.
Okay.
So it's and it's actually cleaner than it looks. It's kind of dirty right now, the back of it, but it was yeah, this was a lucky find. And it's what's that?
That was when I was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you have the 6-jaw chuck on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm jealous of this setup. So when do you find yourself going to a manual machine? When do you find yourself going to a manual machine over your CNCs?
I don't know. Like we had a job recently where they were just rods with 2 tapped and threaded holes in, so we'll do them on here. You know, we have a customer that does furniture, and everything's like mild steel.
Yeah.
And you're just turning shoulders down and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, like prototype work and stuff. Anything that's not productionized, where you're making lots of parts. If I'm going to make one or two parts, I made these plungers last year out of stainless. They had a radius on the end, and they went out and flared into a square plunger, right? So I did a lot of the work on here. Yeah, I guess really whatever the need calls for. Polishing, we do a lot of polishing. I know that's a no-no, but we protect the ways and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just great to have. It's right there, ready to go. No programming needed.
Yeah. Now you said you started earlier, before we started, you said you started with a manual lathe, right?
I started this business with a Bridgeport and a South Bend heavy 10 lathe. And did all my work on both of those machines. And then bought this machine here.
Okay.
Which is the turret version. So you could put dials on it. You could, these are just clamp on.
Interesting. Okay.
Right? So I could move them. I could put the turret on there. It also has a slide, right? You know, like back and forth. So you could put gang tooling and do profiling and stuff like that. I did so much work with this. I used this more than the South Bend. Honest to God. You know, turning parts and stuff like this. Unbelievably accurate. And I made most of my money using this turret lathe.
Huh. And so what was the progression of machines? What was after this one?
All right, so I'll start at the beginning. It was South Bend and the Bridgeport. Then I got this. Actually, no. I take that back. I had, for about 15 minutes, I had a brand new gearhead lathe, 14-inch gearhead lathe. And I was making, I think they're like 3/16 stock, little tiny probes. These were little like probe ends that you would screw. Yeah. And a friend of mine came in and he was like, "You're making 50 of these." He's like, why do you not have a turret lathe? And I said, that's a good question. So then I sold that lathe and bought this one, and with the turret on it and stuff, and would make my parts that way. And then after that, around the time of COVID, that's when I got the Tormach and the mini mill.
Okay. So these were your first two CNC machines.
Yes, right here, the mini mill and the Tormach.
Which came first, the Tormach or the mini mill?
I mean, like I bought them in the same week.
Okay, so essentially the same time.
Yeah, I think they, in terms of delivery, I mean, are we getting that critical? I think the Tormach got delivered first.
Okay. And did you buy them new or used?
Bought it new. Wow. Bought it new, and this was the automation package. So it's got the air chuck, the air collet closer, and I got the puller, the material puller, which will advance the material. So this thing will sit and just make parts
all by itself.
Just feed it bars and it will
throw them in the chip pan.
Yeah. The ghastly mess that's down there.
Huh.
But yeah, it's a great machine. I will say that. It holds tolerances. It doesn't hold its datums from day to day.
The homing switches aren't super repeatable.
No.
I think it's kind of a problem with all the older Tormachs.
So you gotta start this machine up and touch off again. But other than that, like you could run this machine all day, and when I tell you it will hold tenths, it will hold tenths. No lie. Both of this machine is fantastic too. They always say they dog on the mini mill and Haas's in general. Oh, the Haas's can cut steel. They cut steel just fine.
Yeah.
You just got to know how to do it.
And these mini mills are fantastic. Is this one a 3-phase one?
No, this is single phase.
Okay. I see a big American Rotary
Yep.
sign up there. I assume. Well, yeah, that one definitely has to be 3-phase.
It's on right now. The
phase
rotary
converter, really.
It's outside. I got the and you could hear it. It's got this sympathetic vibration going. You'll hear like a woo coming in. So I'm working through that issue right now, but I think there's some bolts that need to be torqued down.
So did this one land in this shop, or did you have it in a different shop?
I had
first?
it in my garage in my old shop. Yeah, that was a nail biter getting it through.
Yeah,
like watching like the 1/4 inch that you have of space.
Yep, done that a couple times.
Yeah. Even this one, these are 9 foot. The doors in the shop here they're 8 feet. They're 9. Believe it or not, they look wide. They look taller than they are wide, but they're wider than they all are tall. Because there's the outside portion of it. But that that had to be like meticulously thought through.
Yep. So, okay, these were your first 2 ones. Mm-hmm. You have Saunders plates on all your machines? On all your mills?
Yes.
What do you think of those?
I don't know why you would not have one.
Yeah. Are they both the steel ones?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you could drop, if I want to do work with a 5C indexer, anywhere you want it to go, just plop it right down, bolt it down. Vices, tramming those vices in, you pull a pin out, or you pull a plug out, and I use these, a pin here and a pin here. So you put a pin against the vise.
Yep.
And you put a pin right in there, push it up against your things, and your vise is trammed. And it's dead on every time, every single time.
Any thoughts about like a 0 point or other sort of quick change?
So we got the 0 point Lang vise, which goes on to the HRT, which is currently back here.
Hiding behind it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got this.
3D printing cover?
Yes. Saunders plate.
Yeah, the mount.
For this. Yep.
You have a laying with a through bore?
Yes.
Okay. But you don't have any for 3-axis mode yet? Flat?
What do you mean?
Like do you have any laying plates that you put flat on your table yet?
No. I might get one so I could put like a chuck, and do stuff vertically. But no. We got that this year. We put that on. I got an old chuck and actually modified the back plate and put the 96, the 0 point stuff in there, and it's perfect. That was fun dialing an adjust true chuck in on this. Took forever. But I'm excited to put this over the Christmas break, was to put this plate on here. I just got this a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago.
And that'll let you pull this on and off without needing to re-tram it in every time.
Yep.
Or whatever the term is for a rotary.
And I got the Harbor Freight pump jack to bring it up here, pump it up, slide it off, wheel it here, and put it on here, and then to make it easily swappable, hot swappable.
Okay.
It's amazing how much real estate you get back on your plate.
Yeah. You're not going to pull a Pearson and just hang it from a winch?
It crossed my mind. I even talked to them. I asked them about theirs compared to John's. I was like, can you make a plate? Can you customize the plate? Because I like their plate. Their plate is way thicker, and it cantilevers over. So you could get your rotary
more table space back.
Yeah, and I think honestly it gives you, I don't know, it might have given you like an inch or two, but I'm like, I like this because I could get all my table space back, and be able to hot swap it. So all his products work great. There's no reason why this is not going to work great.
Yeah. Did you buy this with the machine or
No,
add it on afterwards?
It came with the machine.
Okay. Oh, which again was a used machine.
Yes.
Okay.
The chuck, there's a pneumatic chuck. It still had the like the tag on it. They didn't even use it.
Huh.
Yeah. So it was definitely it's cool. Getting into fourth axis was fun too. Learning all that.
What are you using to program?
Fusion.
Fusion.
Yeah. And then you got this guy here, the big Precision Matthews lathe.
Okay.
This gets used probably more than the Hardinge.
Why is that?
It's just a monster. I honestly, probably because just the wave of work that I've had over the past couple of years, it's been more of the bigger stuff than the smaller stuff, you know, for lathe, and longer too.
Okay.
But this is, it's funny, this is just as accurate as the Hardinge, but like one of my friends best put it, this is not that machine and that machine. Like this machine can't do what that does and that can't do what this does. So you need them both.
Yeah, it's like my office mill. It's a very different machine than my Tormach, which is a very different machine than your VF.
Your office mill was the first mill that I wanted.
Really?
When I was thinking about going CNC, because we make, you know, we make a part, like a bread and butter part, that has a little pocket in it at a peak. And imagine doing this with the Bridgeport. You cannot get distracted. One thing, you know, you fail the part or you spoil the part. So that's why I was like, I need to get me a CNC. And the office mill is a perfect size. I could just put one in. I could put one in and just have it make the part while I just sit and sip coffee. One at a time. I'm making 20 out of a time.
Yeah.
You know, with a fixture plate that we have now. But yeah. And this, I literally just got this.
The H2D?
Yeah.
This is the one that has two nozzles. You can switch between them, right?
Yep. I know very little about 3D printing, and actually a print just...
You know, the best part is you don't have to anymore. The printers have gotten so good as long as you can model your part.
So you know Rich from Go Manufacturing?
I don't think I do.
You saw the vices in my mini mill.
Uh-huh.
He made he just posted this today. These are extenders for what's known as a parakeep. Have you ever heard of a parakeep?
I have not.
It's a spring-loaded device that keeps you parallels.
Oh, yeah.
Parakeep, right? These are extenders, and I made a comment. I was like, "Oh, you got to share the 3D model," and he sent them to me. So these are hot off the press, still warm, actually.
So this is. Sorry, I got distracted. You have this piston compressor here. Mm-hmm. I saw a sign or something somewhere that says Rotary, air off Rotary.
Yeah, shut the air off and shut the rotary off, just to make sure.
Oh, it's a rotary phase converter, not a rotary compressor.
Right.
Oh, okay. So this is your only compressor?
Yes.
Okay.
And, you know, every air compressor system leaks somewhere.
Yeah.
And it loses. So I shut it off every night so it's not cycling through the night.
So it says ultra quiet. Is this actually that quiet?
We could sit here and have a conversation.
Okay.
And it'll probably go on. I mean, I could drain the air if you want.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's way better than my normal standard piston compressor.
So if we don't raise our voice, well, we're on microphones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we could sit and have a conversation, and it's not bad. I'm very used to it. And that thing is a air hog.
Yeah,
An air hog.
Back in the Pocket NC days, I had the same California Air Tools with the little one.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's funny, it's like, I think it's loud, but because I'm so used to it, you could just imagine what like a normal air compressor would be, like way louder. But yeah, I'm happy with it. It had some tweaks that I had to do to it at first, but it's pretty good now. And then we got our laser.
Okay.
We got this about a year ago, last December. And I just printed this out.
Oh, that's nice.
And then,
actually, that doesn't even look like a 3D print. That looks injection molded.
Yeah, and then, you know, this is all within the past week or so. You know, the vent to pull the fumes out. And I just got to, like, either make something or, you know, 3D print something just to vent it out. But these are great.
Does this mostly get used for part marking?
Yes.
Okay.
I started doing stuff with my, you know, like marking my parallels and marking some tools, reamers and stuff like that. But yeah, phenomenal. Worth every penny. We used to send every part out had to be engraved.
Yeah.
So, and it's $2 in engraving, which that adds up for sure. But it wasn't even the money; it was the time.
Yeah.
You know, you're driving a half an hour to drop the parts off. Then you're waiting a day or two. Like now, the parts are done; they're engraved, boxed, and ready to go that day.
Yeah.
That was the biggest game changer.
What brand is it?
Let me try. Monport.
Monport. Okay.
Monport. I think they're probably all made in the same factory.
Import.
Yeah.
You got a little rotary.
Mm-hmm. That's wild. I mean, it's very easy, plug and play, and it's like watching it engrave on on round parts and stuff like that is really cool.
Did everybody get engraved tumblers for Christmas?
I've not yet engraved a tumbler. I've not yet engraved aluminum.
Okay.
But I've seen videos. Guys will put a stone, like a river rock, and they'll get a picture like of their wife or their kids or something, and it's like fully embossed. Incredible.
We actually wanted to do something.
We've tried that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were gonna try.
So people have like stainless steel plates, and they get like a JPEG picture, and they'll print it out. So yeah, I mean, I definitely want to try all that stuff. You just find you're just so busy, like.
Lots of things to do, but not time to do them all.
Exactly. So over the Christmas break, we definitely experienced a slowdown, and take care of all this stuff. All right. So I know you're going to ask me questions about these.
Yeah. What's this?
These are just old containers that I got on Marketplace that hold water. Well, actually, they first started their life out by I pulled all the coolant out of my machine when I moved, and I loaded these up. I didn't want to just dump the coolant out like in the backyard or anything like. So I was like, I'll just bring the coolant with me, and I bought one of these pumps and we fill it up. But now they just hold water. So when the machine needs thing, we just pull it out, add some coolant.
Do you have any plumbing out here?
None.
None. Okay. None. So you have to go bring these inside, fill them up with the hose.
Yeah. My wife will put them on like the garden cart, those green garden carts. She'll put them, ratchet strap them together, fill them up in the garage because, we got the hose in the garage and we bring them out.
So around here, do you have to worry about the minerals at all? Like, do you have super hard water or?
I don't know if it's hard from the minerals, but the only thing that our water tastes like Poland Spring. I mean, I'm blessed with good water. It's just a little iron heavy.
Okay.
So we have, the canister that, removes the iron, water softener, if you will.
Yeah. So do houses around here normally have a water softener?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the water is very irony. These Pocono hills out here. But it's cool. So I want to get the thing that Haas has, the jet mixer. You pour your 5-gallon bucket of coolant in there. You hook it up to one of these things, and it just does the auto mixing, and it will do it. And you can see it will deposit it right in there.
Where is your coolant?
Right here.
The bulk unmixed stuff.
Oh, right there.
Okay. And you use the Blazer?
Yeah, it's Blazer Be Cool MC 610.
Okay.
There it is. Be Cool MC 610.
So you've got one big piece of the Instant Machinist starter kit with the VF2 SS, but you didn't go with the Qualicam like.
No. No. I don't know why I went with Blazer. I mean, I see it. The thing that attracted me to it was the other stuff, the Synergy, I think it's called Synergy, because it was clear.
Yes.
And then I called Blazer, and the guy came down and he was like, "Oh, we'll fill your machine." He didn't fill this because it wasn't brand new. So I thought I would get a free pail, but I didn't. But he was like, with these Haas machines and your water, I filled up a bottle. He sent it in, tested it. It came back really good. It scored really high, and he's like, "You need the Be Cool, not the Synergy."
Okay.
Because of the mineral content or something like this. But this stuff is awesome, really awesome. Everything looks so brand new inside the machine, with the slick of oil and stuff. It smells great. It's easy on your skin. No complaints whatsoever. And I used to run hoe cut hoe cut, what is it, $7.95, which was recommended to me from Robin Renzetti.
Okay.
And I love that stuff too. And that's what the mini mill actually has, the hoe cut. But
Really,
I'm gonna,
two different coolants.
only because that's what I used to. And then,
Yeah.
you know, I got the Blazer for this. But no complaints with either one of them. The hoe cut is great too.
Are you ever going to standardize and get both of them on the same thing?
Yeah, this will, you know, I'm out of hoe cut, so I'll just get Blazer now.
Okay.
But, you know, no disrespect to the hoe cut stuff. The hoe cut stuff is
fine.
great.
So I'm noticing
Fixtures.
jigs and fixtures and... Do you have enough indexers?
I have a thing for indexers, and that's the second time I said that on the shop tour. But I like them. And the prized possession one was this Hardinge one. It was in really nice shape.
Wow.
Even like the original paint. I mean, the spindle on it is almost new. The ratchet works great.
Oh, this is also...
I don't use it. I use
Well, now
this
you got
stuff.
the Rotary on the Haas.
But I'll tell you what, when you're doing work this way, you just throw a 5C on there, boom. Easy breezy. But yeah,
For just for work holding, not for indexing.
right, yeah. I mean, there's a couple parts that we have that we run vertically, that we rotate. You're right. I don't rotate them anymore. On the Bridgeport, I would rotate them. Now, yeah, the Haas just takes care of it. Yeah, and this is a Brown and Sharp indexing head. It's got a little surface rust. I got to get that off. But this was like one of my first videos that I did on my YouTube channel, where I took this all apart and cleaned it up. And
Soft jaws.
plenty.
Are these... so they look like they've been used. Are those awaiting a job to come back? Are those something that you'll just
Repeat jobs.
flip them over and... Okay.
Yep. There's some that are just, you know, one-time use and, you know, deck them off or whatever, or flip them upside down and use them.
How do you manage your inventory of those? How do you know when to toss them? How do you know when to save them? How do you know you're able to find the jaws when the job comes back up?
I've never tossed them, so they're all still right there. And honestly, how to find them, just
Dig through.
dig through and look. The eyeball method.
I see some of this here. This looks like it's for a self-centering vise kind of thing.
Those are the
Or a dual
MMM.
station, I mean.
Yeah, the Piranha jaws. And I remember when I first ordered them, I was talking to Jordan. He's one of the owners, and he was asking me, like, you know, you could have a dual station. And I thought, yeah, a dual station, right? I've never used them dual station, and they're really, really thick. So they're a pain to get on and off. So I bought 2 new sets this year of just, you know, single ones, and, you know, way faster to get in and out. Yep, different fixtures.
There's a big fixture plate.
Yep.
Are these the same MMM Sarah strips or whatever they're called?
Yep.
Oh, did we see some of these parts laying around somewhere?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
one that I thought with the office mill that I would do one at a time.
Yeah. And this looks like a custom Saunders fixture.
That was just a hunk of metal. And I remember I had to take it to a friend's shop who had a VF1 because my mini mill was too small. I couldn't get the work envelope wouldn't.
Does it bolt down to your Saunders plate though?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I meant when I said custom.
Yeah.
One that you made, not a off-the-shelf pallet.
I'll tell you, I use that system for everything. I have a lot of the, you know, the plates.
Okay. That one I recognize as an off-the-shelf pallet.
Yep.
That's a lot of screws in that one.
So this was before the super glue method.
Okay.
And luckily, this little is like a little tool clip. There were 2 holes here, so I would put it down and I would clamp it, and I forgot how I did this, but I would clamp it and then drill a bunch of holes, you know, optional stop, take it out, bolt it down, and then I would, how did I do this? I know I would cut the chamfers on this side first, then flip it over, do the chamfers, and then profile it. So then the chamfers were cut
Yeah,
on the,
on the backside.
opposite side. Yeah, because I remember doing a batch of these and running and going, oh God, it's chamfered on one side.
Yep.
Back to the drawing board. So
That
yeah,
is the problem with the super glue method.
so many times, right? You know, you're trying to like work, hold something, you go, I'll just glue it.
Yeah.
I'll just glue it. Because it's, I mean, this you could see right here.
Yep.
This
Tape.
is 1/4-inch aluminum. And this here is, oh no, I'm sorry, this is 1/8 of an inch aluminum, this is 1/4-inch aluminum. Both of these were glued down and profiled out, glued. Ran it with no problem. And this was a drone. We had an intern spend some time with us in the summer.
Okay.
And one of his projects at his college was making a drone. So we made, this is the cutouts
cool.
of the drone body. And this goes for the hardened right here.
Okay.
This is the slide for the hardened. It clamps on, just same.
What about that guy?
This
Yeah.
Works in conjunction with the indexer.
Okay.
And what this would do, it would connect into there, and I would bolt these Venturi vacuums that we were working on that were about that big and 2 inches or so, and it would hold them while we cut banjo gears.
Okay.
Not gears, banjo slots. And I did it all on the Hardinge. I'm sorry, on the Bridgeport manually. I'm losing my mind here. And then I did one on the mini mill, and it was amazing. That light bulb went off like, wow. You don't have to sit and like stare at the DRO while you're doing it.
So you've got some material storage here.
Yep.
That looks like a very expensive box of peak.
That's all, yeah, mostly peak, but lots of, you know, these are all just cut-offs and stuff. Here's all of our 17.4,
Okay.
316 and 17.4, and that's just miscellaneous junk, aluminum and whatnot.
Is this all of your material storage? Do you have material stored somewhere else?
No. That was,
So you don't maintain a lot of inventory.
no, none.
Okay.
None. It's, I mean, you know, we're job shops, so, but when I saw Harrison's shop, and I was gushing over that tool.
I think he sold
spare-
many of those.
Yeah, it was wild though. All the material, and I was like, yeah, I ran out of space in the shop very fast. And it's, you know, it's 1,200 square feet in here. But yeah, you put all your stuff in, and boop, it's all done.
Do you have any plans to replace any equipment or add some more?
The last thing that I will do in this shop at some point is get a bigger, more professional turning center. You know,
Okay.
like a Haas. And it will most likely live right here.
Okay.
And depending on its size, the HLVH will probably go where the South Bend is. The South Bend might go into retirement, grease it up, package it up, and then this might have to get moved back a little bit, because we had somebody who wanted to give us a Hyundai lathe.
Okay. Yep.
And it's massive, so we might go for it, we might not. It's got a lot of hours on it, so, but yeah, the turning center will go here, and that's it. You know, other than that, it'll have to be a new shop.
Okay. So that's the last thing you do in here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You wouldn't shuffle around some of your manual lathes, maybe put those in storage or anything?
I don't know. I mean, I use them honestly, and I enjoy using them. But yeah, the South Bend would go because I don't use that.
Yeah.
It all depends, you know. You start with an Excel spreadsheet. I have my whole shop let out,
Yep.
you know, done up there, and you know, you move things around and, you know, reorg that way.
Are you just a one-man band at this point? Do you have any?
I mean, my wife
added
helps
help
me,
coming
yeah.
in? Okay.
You know, she's not programming and stuff like that, but I mean, she does a lot of the manual machining.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, simple stuff. You know, if you ask her, she'll be like, "Oh, I don't do anything," but no, she does stuff. Helps with inspection.
Okay.
Believe it or not, she actually helps me a lot with like coming up with the engineering portion of things, like work holding. I always say to her, Retta, how would you hold this part? And we'll sit there and we'll just like brainstorm. Yeah, but it's a good, definitely a good working relationship.
Okay.
We don't like kind of step on each other's toes, and
That's great.
it's worked out good, fortunately.
So what is your bottleneck in your business currently? And actually, I guess maybe a preceding question, are you wanting and planning to grow? Are you happy with where you are? Or like,
Yes.
what's your goal?
And again, I'm not trying to be a parakeet and mimic what John Saunders says, but I don't want to grow for the sake of growth. I mean, I guess, just small growth. Like I say, I want another machine, so obviously that's going to require capital. But bottlenecks, God, what's the bottleneck? Time and cash flow. I'm sure
Your time, your
my time,
your
yeah.
man hours.
Yeah. I mean, the thought of hiring somebody is always there, for sure. But that comes with its own challenges. You hear the horror stories about it. But yeah, time and cash flow.
What about any plans for robots, automation, well, you have 4-axis, but 5-axis?
I was on the Toolpath Zoom call the other day, and I was talking
The one with John? Or?
with John,
Yeah.
and we were talking about that, and I asked him, like, what advice would you give to somebody like me, quote unquote, the one-man shop, who wants to grow marginally, and he was talking about robots and an employee, but I don't. The robot wouldn't do me any good, because robots are more, I think, more for people who are making products. They want the spindles running and running. Our quantities are 10, 15, maybe 100 parts. And you just sit there and you just run them and you're done.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So robots, I'm not up to robots yet. The need isn't there.
Do you feel it all machine constrained? Or is it all just, programming and talking with customers and...
Well, this is the only constraint.
Okay.
It's speed. It's a great machine, but it's not I don't want to dog on it and say it's a hobby machine, but
They're slow. Yeah. It's
they're
always been the
slow,
problem
yeah.
with those.
I mean, when I see some of the turning centers when they index and it's like, and it's done, and this is going, this is the only bottleneck, really, is this.
Okay.
I mean, even the mini mill runs plenty fast. I don't need the SS.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not churning out products where I have to shave seconds off cycle time. Not at all. But yeah, that's the bottleneck. Time and cash flow.
How many machines do you normally keep running during a workday? Are you running back between all of them? Do you get to kind of focus on one of them?
It's funny you say that, right? So we bought the second machine to have a second spindle. And there's only been, since July, there's only been a handful of times where we had both of the mills going at the same time.
Yeah.
And when they're going at the same time, it's cool, because you're going back and forth, and it's like production's running. But I could get better at that, and I should get better at that. I should be running both of these, because if one spindle's idle, that's not growth.
I don't know if you necessarily even should. That was kind of my experience when I added the second spindle, is like, really what I'm billing customers for is my time. And I would rather just kind of raise the prices on what my time's worth and, really focus on complex parts rather than just running back and forth and doing production.
Yep.
So I have my machines more differentiated than they are extra capacity. Like my office mill and my Tormach do very different parts.
For specific stuff,
Yeah.
And that seems to be like the trend. People are kind of like circling back to, what? I need this 3-axis machine. I don't need 5-axis to do a specific job. Get a couple more machines to do different ops and stuff like that. But again, I'm not making product. That's a bottleneck right there. I think to myself, what could I make? What kind of gap? And I think I probably fall into the same categories everybody else. I look and I go, it's been done before. Why could I do better? how could I do better? What am I going to bring to the table? But, everybody does it.
Yep. And yeah, I think just about any machinist you talk to will have wanted to make a product, something they can fit in between the big jobs or whatever.
Like, what do you think when you made a carabiner?
Yeah.
And successfully made a carabiner. I would look at me personally. I would pick up a carabiner and go, they're everywhere. They're in every store. Like, what am I going to bring to the table? But you did it. So what was your thought process like when you're making products?
The theory behind Design the Everything was take something that people use every day and make a really nice version of it. So, something like a carabiner with your keys. They were, always designed just for keys. Everybody has keys. Everybody, needs some way of storing them. People buy carabiners for it already. It's a well-known, proven product. So if we can just make the nicest possible version of it, there's relatively low risk there, as long as it's eye-catching enough that it makes people interested.
I discovered your channel when you were making, I believe, trays of some kind.
Okay. Ooh, that was way back.
Long time
Yeah.
ago. Long time. And you was Design the Everything.
Yep.
And it was you and something scientific. There's another Instagram channel out there, MT something scientific or whatever.
I'm not sure.
It's slipping my mind, and I apologize. But I remember discovering his channel and your channel, and you guys were making these like neat little intricate things, and I liked it because it was small. I mean, you see some of the stuff that we do here is tiny, but yeah. So that was a long time ago.
Yeah. It feels like longer ago than it was. Sometimes I look back at like the calendar, or like I'll go through some photos on my phone and I'll see, the Pocket NC, and it'll only have been, I don't know, that was 5 or 6 years ago.
That's a lifetime in machining world.
Yeah.
Really is. And especially in this high-tech world
Yep.
that we're in, right? With the AI. What do you think of that?
I love Toolpath. I use Toolpath. Like I said, we have Subtract, and more than anything, Subtract quotes jobs. That's really like the core business of Subtract, is quoting and distributing jobs, and that could not happen without a tool like Toolpath. In terms of ChatGPT and like the image generations, they all have their time and place. Like we use AI for thumbnails and stuff. And if it weren't for those tools, it's not like we would be hiring someone to do that. They would just not be done. Like it would just be a picture or whatever. So they're definitely a force multiplier there. I use ChatGPT a lot for teaching. I teach for the Department of Corrections in Indiana. And the way I use that is I'll just have, kind of a word salad, word soup kind of document with all of my notes. And that's what I used to teach from. But now I've been slowly going through and just giving ChatGPT like a template and those word soup documents, and it'll spit me out not only a better sheet of notes that I can use, but now they are formatted well enough that I can give them to the students.
Nice.
And if I were to go through and make those handouts, I would have spent hundreds of hours on there. But just taking my kind of word salad and making it useful, it's been fantastic.
I cannot believe how wrong ChatGPT could be sometimes.
It absolutely can. And I try not to use it to generate information, but if it does a really good job of taking existing notes and just formatting them.
Yeah. Like speeds and feeds.
Yep.
You ever use that? Like, hey, I'm cutting 17.4 and whatever. I'm using this tiny end mill. Oh yeah, run it at this speed, and you do, and tink, and it breaks. And you're like, thanks.
Yeah. I've seen it give wrong tap drill sizes before.
Yes. And then you tell it you were wrong, and it goes, you know what? You were right.
Yeah.
My bad. Oh, thanks. Thanks for ruining one of my end mills.
Do you have any of your parts that you've made laying around in here? We
Yeah.
saw those clear ones,
Come over here.
the Altum parts.
I'll bring it over here.
Oh, hey. We know that one.
Yeah. That could be. Yeah, take a look.
So
In fact,
you do have a lot of peak in here. Do you ever have issues with the peak moving on you?
Oh my God.
Oh, we saw the fixture for this guy.
Well, all right. So you'll see in the prior shop tour, this guy right here was the hardest part of 2024.
Because it wanted to move.
It moved everywhere. This thing would
Yeah.
do this. And we're running gauge blocks, and it was off by 0.008. Yeah, it was a process to get that cut out successfully. There's some, oh God.
On this one here, did you use a tiny end mill for that slot or a slitting saw?
Slitting saw.
Nice.
That's a bread and butter part. This was some work we did for a gun company. These are
Okay.
caps that go on barrels of guns.
Yeah.
But first time with straight cut knurling.
Okay.
This was nice. I
On
like that.
you did on a lathe or you did on the
Did that on
Rotary?
Tormach, yeah.
Okay, on Tormach lathe.
Punch right in, move out, come out, and then clean up the
That's
edges.
good. Threads down at the bottom.
Like this is, believe it or not, this is what a job we did on the hard hinge.
You made those?
Yeah. So that's stainless steel tubing.
chip brush.
And you know, my wife did that. So she'll put them in there. She'll face it off, flip it, face it, part it off, and then we stick the part called for buying a brush from McMaster and then cannibalizing and taking the bristles out and repurposing them and put them in there, and then we just squeeze them in the Kurt Weiss.
Are these some sort of specialty purpose or like?
They're brushes for my customer, but they need to be able to be autoclaved.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
They have to withstand heat.
is that? One of the more fancy plastics, Twirl-On or whatever it's called, or is that just
I have no idea what that plastic is.
okay? Because you're sacrificing brushes for it.
Yep. So you could see some of the small stuff that we do.
Yeah, this is fun.
These here are.
This one calls my name. This would be a great Audacity part. That's what I like.
This is 3 parts altogether to make 1 part.
Okay, that's cool.
So we had and this was all done. All of this was done on the hard hinge turret lathe.
Turning that little thin shaft must have been fun.
That stock is
okay.
I think 16th or whatever. But I had to turn that little nub and then push it through and then use a crimper to crimp that down. But yeah, here's all the stuff. This was my first ever part that I made on the CNC.
Okay. And that's was just a test part, a nonsense part?
Nonsense part. So you could see how horrible it is here. And then I cleaned it up.
Got to figure it out.
Dialed it in. So I always keep that. Like this part right here was the reason why I got the Precision Matthews big lathe.
Okay.
Because trying to do this on a South Bend lathe was just bonkers.
And you didn't just do it on your mill?
No. Here, find the error.
Find the error.
You'll be able to see it. Testing AJ's eyes now.
Is the hole spacing there unequal?
Correct.
Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah.
You could see it's thin right there. And that was, you're on a rotary table like this.
Ah, so this was still all manual.
Yeah.
That was 100% manual.
And I was actually thinking about what I was going to make for dinner. And I blew past it by one revolution.
That feels like acrylic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a knob.
Yeah, we just had to modify them.
Okay.
This is
Some sort of like a leather punch kind of looking thing?
you could say leather. Human skin.
Human skin? Ah, interesting. So, with these medical parts, do you need to worry about any sort of certification or?
Nope. Nothing
Or
goes in
cleaning?
the body. No, nothing goes in the body.
Ah, okay.
It's all for their processes.
Ooh, here we go. Small part. Mm-hmm. Manual lathe, Tormach?
Tormach, all the
Tormach.
way. That's, I think, like a 440 thread. That's some spatulas.
Did you surface in the little end?
That was all done on Bridgeport. That was a while ago.
So you put it at an angle and
I
faced it?
built the fixture to raise it at that angle and just planed it off and glued it because it was flapping.
Yeah.
I couldn't hold it tight enough, so it was glued at an angle.
Is there anything else fun that I'm missing?
I mean, this was a prototype of the brush. They would put those blue bristles in there, and they would literally use this to brush stuff away.
Huh.
But yeah, these are a lot of the little parts that we do here. Knurling and different things. We did these this year. You have to engrave them.
So what are your opinions on like lean shop improvements,
Love it.
that kind of thing?
Love it. I think the best lean thing that I heard was clean up in the morning.
Okay, yep. Don't do it at the end of the day. Do it first.
Yeah, I mean, now my shop is so small where I wouldn't need Kanban cards and stuff like that for reordering. But the whole principle is on keeping what you need right there in place so you don't have to go, keeping things at the right height. Believe it or not, extending your cycle times so your operator can actually go and do other things while the machine is working.
Yeah. And I assume by that you mean, doing all of your deburring on the machine that you could easily do otherwise.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
making it more reliable.
sometimes you don't want to shave off all those extra minutes out of your cycle time because, I don't know, you could be operating another machine while that's tied up for, say, half an hour, and then you got some time to do other things.
I'm just tearing up with the conversation. That's the trick the secret, my secret behind the camera is my allergies are awful.
Even in the winter.
Even in the winter, all the time.
What are you allergic to?
I don't know, everything.
Snow?
Yeah.
Really does feel like everything.
The ice?
What do you have going on over here?
Come take a look. This is, it's kind of like a catch-all. We got the drill bit sharpener.
Okay.
The Darrix. This is kind of like the godfather of the drill doctor.
Is that a tiny heat treat oven?
Well, it is. Little tiny heat treat oven.
Holy cow. And it'll get up to steel heat treating temperatures?
2,000 degrees, I think.
I really want one of those.
Yeah.
How much was it?
I don't know, $200 maybe?
Really?
$150. I bought it a while ago, but I mean, for instance, I made a locating pin for the chuck, for the hard hinge, right? There's a pin in there, so when you put the chuck on the nose and you slide it and it locks in, you want it hardened, obviously, so it doesn't wear out. And
Huh. Is it a Far East import or?
yeah, I bought it on Amazon. It's like a jewelry thing where you melt gold down and other things. But yeah, you just turn it on and
I need one of those.
I don't even have it plugged in. But
Yeah.
So I did titanium the first time this year, and I believe it was grade 2, and it cut like butter.
Yeah.
You hear titanium beats up, your tooling. It's so hard, it catches fire, all that. And I'm like, you got that anxiety, like, oh God, what's this material going to behave like? And it just cut perfect.
No, yeah, titanium's great.
Like soft even. I'm like, I thought titanium was supposed to be real hard, but it's the different grades that I'm...
It's easier to get yourself in trouble with titanium. It's easy to work hard in. So
really?
especially drilling. That's
Okay.
where a lot of people get themselves in trouble. But yeah, if you have, plenty of coolant, keep it nice and cool. I run it a lot like stainless.
I have, where is it? I have the titanium part here somewhere. That's it.
That feels safe.
That's it right there.
You can see it in the color.
And there was a threaded end on this, and it
There's a broken tap in there.
No, it was single point. It broke off.
Oh, okay. That's the pip.
I'll show you. There is in your honor, there is a broken tap in that plate.
I have a long history of broken taps in titanium.
My wife said, "Why is it called taps and patience?" I said, "You just got to know." Like we all know the struggle. It's really terrible when it happens, and then you try to mill it out, and then the mill walks. And God, so. But yeah, so that was titanium. So yeah, I do have one more cool thing I could point out that I just got this recently, like a couple of weeks ago. Is our tumbler.
Is that what these are?
Yes, these are all. This is like it's like a soap for burnishing and for
Interesting.
for polishing or something. But these are all, there's like ceramic bead, really tiny ceramic, spherical media. There's some triangular material. This is empty, and this is for aluminum and plastic. And what an incredible job it does.
Okay, yep. So you have the plastic green stuff.
Yeah,
Is
it's still smelly.
and you're putting this white stuff in there?
No, in fact, I'm putting that stuff right in there. That
Okay.
liquid soap.
Do you? So I'm just still curious about this stuff. I assume this is something you'll add, like a cup full of to that, not something that you dump this whole thing in. And,
No. There's and I forget what this is used for. I made an Excel out of it.
Okay.
And I called them up and I'm like, okay, I have aluminum. I want to stone wash it or just deburr the parts, and then I got the recipe for what solution to use and how long, what type of media, and then I went to stainless and I went to regular steel, and then there's really you're either putting a part in there to kind of knock off the burrs, the sharp edges, and to give it a stone washed, or you could actually do some light polishing.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is really cool. C&M Top Line is the brand.
Okay. I've heard of them.
They make the Mr. Deburr, I think.
Yes.
Like the tank kind. But yeah.
Can we hear how loud that one is?
Absolutely.
Not too bad.
Not bad, right?
Have you seen the rotary tumblers that I use?
Which kind? No, I don't. It's not ringing.
I'm blanking on the brand right now. I'll put it in the video description. But they're small, but they're so quiet.
Right, so it's the same exact thing, but it rolls on two
wheels. It rolls like a rock tumbler, old school rock tumbler.
And they serve you good, huh?
Yeah, they're a little bit slower than something like that. Like it'd probably take 5 times longer than in one of those.
Okay.
But it's about the noise level of a dishwasher, I would say. Mm-hmm. Like it's just kind of a slow, kind of growl in the corner.
I looked at them and I often, I wondered how quiet they are. That's cool though.
So you talked about podcasts earlier. What are you using in terms of like hearing protection or listening to music?
Sonos for music.
Okay.
Nothing.
Speakers, or headphones.
Yeah, there's a Sonos speaker.
Okay.
One was actually brought in for a Christmas party we just had, but we have two Sonos speakers out here and nothing for hearing protection.
Okay.
And I probably should, right?
Depends on how loud it is.
I see a lot of people
with the tumbler on. I definitely would. But.
Yeah. Like I said, I just got this. You could see it. We ran one job through it so far, and it was those pieces of PEEK, and I was very impressed with how.
Oh, I've never tumbled a plastic.
Yeah, and so that's plastic media.
Okay.
So plastic tumbles plastic, and aluminum.
Yeah.
And it works phenomenal. Couldn't believe it.
Well, anything else to show us? Anything else to show off?
No, I mean that's about it. It's a humble little shop.
Where would you like people to find out more about you? Or if they need parts?
MapleLaneMachineTool.com.
Okay.
And I believe it's the same thing, Maple Lane Machine End Tool on Instagram.
Okay. And then you did some shop tours with Practical Machinist. And what was the other channel?
Chad Schmidt.
Okay.
He's the sales rep for Campro USA. They're mills and lathes and stuff like that.
And you got more into like your background of your shop in those, right?
Yeah. How did you get started and the long-winded stuff. I like these where you just walk around and you chat.
Yeah, but people can go for additional reading there.
Yes, if you wanna, if you're having trouble sleeping, go and watch that one.
Well, thank you for having us. I really appreciate it. This was fun.
My pleasure. I'm glad that you guys came by.